started. Here.
Did he have good navigation though? I mean, was anything good about it?
Okay, so if everyone can mute themselves, that would be super fabulous.
In New Orleans, his dick ain't big.
Who is this? Oh, I can mute people.
Yeah, you can mute everybody, I think.
Goodbye. Okay. Hi, everybody. Who else do I hear? There you go. Okay. Hi. My name's Susan Gargiulo, and welcome. Thanks for hopping on. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the doctors in the company. And if you guys have any questions at all, please just at the very end, we're going to have a Q&A. So you can just hammer me with anything you want. I have been with Rodan Fields about over 8 years, like 8.5 years now. I can't believe it. It's been a fun ride for sure. Prior to joining, I was a wife and a mother of 2, a hairstylist from way back. That was my original career. And I had just about 10 years prior to that became a real estate agent. So I was super, super busy. And, you know, we say I didn't have time for peas on my plate, right? But the reason that I looked at Rodan Fields and ultimately joined was, here's a little story. And this is embarrassing to say out loud, but I'm just going to say it because it's the truth. And it'll make, you know, you'll see what I'm talking about as I go along with my story. We had no retirement. I was 42 years old. No, I was probably 43 years old. My husband was 51. We had like really no retirement. Yep, that's embarrassing, but that was real life. And we had just talked to this financial planner, and the financial planner told us, hey, you're going to have to save X amount of dollars a month to be able to live the lifestyle you're living. And that number was bigger than my mortgage. It was crazy. So I was freaked out like anybody would be. But so when I was approached about Rodan Fields, I was listening. You know, I thought to myself, hey, if I could even save $500 a month, it's better than nothing without taking away from my fabulous lifestyle. You know, I'm a spender, not a saver. So, you know, I thought, hey, if I could even save $500 a month, that would be incredible. You know, fast forward 4 years in the business, I was able to fund my retirement with what I made with Rodan Fields. So, you know, obviously now it's been about 8.5 years. So things are obviously going well for me. You know, I wanted to tell you the biggest surprise that I've had is that, you know, we always call this my plan B, you know, like my side gig, right? So my plan B was literally the only thing putting food on our table during this pandemic, like the first few months when we were serious lockdown. My husband's a hairstylist in Beverly Hills. And it was the only thing that was coming into our checking account, you know, our bank account, so that we could, you know, feed our children. I mean, seriously. So this business has been a huge blessing for us. And it taught me how important my plan B is because who saw this coming, right? Nobody. Okay, so now I really want to take a minute to tell you about the doctors. So you guys have all heard of Rodan, Proactive. It's the doctors who created Proactive. It's Katie and Kathy, and they're best friends, Stanford trained dermatologists in the Bay Area. They have their practices, and they came out with Proactive in 1992. And they, you know, went with those crazy infomercials. Remember those? We all watched them at night and ordered stuff, you know, get the phone. We're ordering Proactive for our kids. Anyway, so they came out with Proactive and they killed it. They were in 181 countries and they owned 93% of the acne market worldwide. That's, you might as well be 100 at that point, 93%. So they decided, why are we only treating acne? Why don't we treat all the major skin issues that we see in our practices? So they went back into the lab and they came out with Rodan Fields in 2002. And they launched in high-end department stores like Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's, and Saks. They were actually #1 in Nordstrom's, but they realized because the women that were coming in and the men that were coming in, they were being referred by their friends. Like, hey, you got to get this product. It works. It changed, it took away my discoloration on my face, whatever it was. So wait, I hear something. Let me mute. Hold on. So they realized, hey, you know what? It's not the woman behind the glass counter that's selling these products to our, customers. It's friends. So they decided, you know what? We're unafraid of doing something unheard of, like, the crazy infomercials from way back. They pulled it off the shelves. They redesigned their business model and they launched into direct sales. And in their first 10 years, they become a $1 billion brand. And they became #1 in North America. So in Canada and the United States. And they're only in the United States, Canada, Australia. We just launched Japan in last year. And, check out Japan. Imagine this. It's an $18 billion, help me, $18 billion, I'm losing my words, Maritza.
Market segment.
Thank you. You'd have it. So anyway, per year, imagine that. Who wants a piece of that? I do. And it's not who I know in Japan, but it's who everybody I know who knows somebody in Japan, right? So they're going global. In fact, they just announced that we're going to launch another country this year. I actually think it might be somewhere in Europe. So that's exciting. But I have no idea. I'm just guessing, right? Let me see. That is a little bit about the doctors, and we will have a ton of time for questions. So don't worry. I'm going to introduce Maritza, and I actually had to write down what her title was. Maritza Alford. She is the U.S. Director of Sales Equipment Technology, Strategic Accounts for a Fortune 200 healthcare distribution corporation responsible for over 100 million in business. What? Here she is, Maritza. Take it away.
Oh gosh, thanks, Susan. Nice to be here, everybody. And yes, I have a very full-time day job, but this is actually this is my favorite job of the day, is just to be able to share this. So thanks, Susan. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Okay, so I'm going to ask you just a few questions, okay?
Sure.
So who were you prior to Rodan Fields?
Gosh, prior to Rodan Fields, so I've been with Rodan Fields for 6 years now. Prior to that, just like I am today, a busy mom. I have 2 boys, grown boys today, but they were younger back then. A business executive in the same industry, and a wife. So pretty much just like everybody on this call, I just had a lot going on and a lot on my plate.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so why did you decide to look at Rodan Fields and ultimately join?
Originally, because like everyone else, I thought, wow, I've got a full-time day job. Why would I join this company? But when Susan, told me a little bit about the company, she did share with me the story that she shared here today with the founders and the owners of the company being the 2 women that created Proactive. I ultimately said, wow, this company is going places. And to be honest, for me, where I am in my life, financially, I was looking for write-offs, really. I thought, what could I do that could help me? We all live in California. A lot of us live in California. Hi, the land of tax and more tax. So a write-off sounded awesome to me. So that's why I said, you know what do I have to lose? Let me look at this and take a chance.
Awesome. And I'm so thankful you did, girlfriend.
Thank you.
So did you have any hesitations before you joined or when you first joined?
Absolutely. And it's still the objection, probably the #1 objection I get today from when I talk to people about the business was, I don't have time. At that time, I was on airplanes, I was traveling. I was home a couple days a month, but basically living out of a suitcase. I thought, how on earth would I ever have the time for this? And what I've learned, juggling just like becoming a mom, for the first time, and thinking, how am I going to work and have a child and, pay attention to my husband and my pets and all of that stuff. You just, over time, you figure out how to balance it all. And, that was my biggest objection looking back then. When I started, I was deer in the headlights and I didn't think I would really have the time to do it. But, over time I've learned, you just take life in bites at a time and you fit it in. And that's what I continue to do today. And I continue to expand my pipeline, and I find technology and other ways to fit this into my normal crazy day.
And you do fit it in quite well, I must say. Okay. So what is this business doing for you now?
It's interesting. You mentioned the pandemic last year, Susan, and never in my wildest dreams, when I was in college, I thought, I want to get into business. I want to go into some type of sales, and that's all I knew. And back then I chose an industry and jobs based on what is recession proof. I mean, I don't think that I'm really that brilliant of a person, but somehow I thought back then at whatever, 20 years old, like I need to find a recession proof industry. So I went into healthcare. And never in my wildest dreams would I ever have imagined that a big Fortune 200 company that I dearly love and I've worked for 16 years. I've been promoted various times at this company. Never did I think that my income would be impacted by a pandemic. And even myself as an executive, I took a substantial pay decrease and a pay cut last year during the pandemic. I wasn't prepared for that. My monthly finances weren't prepared for that. I didn't even worry for a second. I thought, you know what? There's nothing I can do about this. This is what our company needs to do to get through this. I can talk to more people about Rodan Fields. I could actually make up that pay gap, and I did. I made up my pay gap last year and then some. And I also learned that, you know what? It's just life's going to throw you a curveball, and you got to figure out, how do I get out of this? And I can't freak out. So that was the biggest thing that I learned, and what the business is doing for me now. So it's really kind of re-inspired me to get even more motivated to just make sure that I can, share this with other people and let them know, hey, you can do this too.
Right. That's great. So let me ask you, what's the best part about this business?
Sorry, somebody's playing music really behind me. So if you get some background, I don't know what they're doing back there, but the best part of the business, for me, and it's funny, as I think about when I started and you were talking about my life back then, one other thing was I moved. I actually moved and I lived just down the street from Susan. She invited me to her home to a party when we can all get together, and those days we could have parties at our houses. So I went to Susan's and learned about Rodan Fields and heard about the doctors and the story about behind the company. But, moving, my company moved us down to San Diego about, 6 years ago. And I didn't know anyone. And so part of me was also like, wow, this could be a good tax benefit, but also maybe I can meet people, and maybe I can find a reason to leave my office and force myself to, meet other women and share this story. So I think the best part for me is the camaraderie, the community. I feel like I get a lot of support. I have weeks that are really crazy at work. I can lean on Susan or anyone that I link with on this team to say, hey, do you have any ideas about how to share, this with somebody? And I'll get like 5 or 6 responses. So I really like the community about it. I work at home. I kind of am isolated, between myself and my computer and coworkers. I really look forward to getting on Zoom calls and meetings and hearing what everybody else is doing.
I love that. I'm so happy. I'm thrilled that you're on our team, and you've just done so well, and I'm just so proud of you. I just want you to know. Okay, so how do you become a consultant? Let me just tell you right now, you can become a consultant for $3. What? Yes, I said $3. Okay. Basically, what it is, it's a business in a box. Okay. So when you decide to join, you get a website, and you're live immediately. All your training's online, and we say business in a box, and and we say that you're in business by yourself. I mean, for yourself, but not by yourself, because you have a whole community of fabulous people that help lift you up and, hold your hand, right? Right now, why is it only $3? Because okay, so it's really $75 to join. Okay, what does that get you? A whole box full of samples, because we know that when you get these products on people's skin, they love them and want to order them. So genius, box of samples for $75. Right now, this month, they are gifting, which is so exciting that corporate gave us this gift. They are gifting a Bright Eye Complex. It's for puffiness, dark circles, and fine lines around your eyes. It's a $72 value. So technically, you're getting a product, for $72. This was $72 for free. So it really knocks you down to $3. And then this is the awesome part, is that you could get to buy whatever you want for almost 50% off. That's huge. So anyway, that's what's happening right now. This month, we are having free preferred, it's called PC Perks, and it's our preferred customer program that gets you free shipping and 10% off and for life. And normally it's $19.95, but right now it's free. So it's a great time to become a consultant, because we can reach out to people. We will show you how to do it, and with the samples and whatnot. And it's free to become a preferred customer. So there's not a better time to start this business. We have a bunch of programs going on right now where you can win cash, different trainings, and products, which makes it fun, right? So does anybody have any questions so far? I'm just going to let you think about it for a second. Anybody at all? It's really hard to get people to ask questions on things like this. So I decided that I'm going to go over a few objections that we normally get. One of them, time. Maritza just talked about her objection in the beginning was time. Like, she doesn't have enough time. She's busy as a bee, no time. You find time. It's like whether you're driving home from work, when you're in the car, when you are sitting in front of the TV, watching a show. I'm working on my phone, and it's not really work because it's really easy reaching out to people. Posting on Facebook. You can wake up in the morning and do that from your bed. You just find little nooks and crannies and get it in, I mean, if you could take 15 minutes a day and do what you're supposed to do, you could work this business. Truth. The next thing is money. People, we used to have these big kits that, everyone, it was like $1,000, and everyone would say, wow, I want the big kit because it's the one time I get 50% off. But, so they would wait and wait and wait. Well, guess what? That's off the table now. We don't have that. You can buy whatever you want at 50% off, and it doesn't have to be $1,000 worth of products. So that's awesome. Some people's concern is, oh, I don't know very many people. I have a small network. Well, you know what? We start with your network and we teach you how to build your network. I do it all the time. I love it. Now it's become a game. Wherever I go, I meet people and add them to my, Facebook or Instagram or just my phone. And it just, opens the whole world and up to you. If you just, if you're coachable, we can help you. The next one is, I'm not a salesperson. Well, you know what? I was never a salesperson either. I couldn't even sell a shampoo to my client. I never sold any products at all. But what I do is I love these products and I share them with people. I show them what we have. I show them the before and afters. And I don't ask people, hey, do you want to, how about buy these? No, I share the information and let them decide. So we're share people, not salespeople. So really, those are the main objections. Did that spur anybody to have a question? Anybody?
Hey, Susan, not a question, but just a comment for me. As far as the I don't have a network, you know, and I've seen Susan do this. So first of all, she's a great, you know, coach and leader for a lot of us, but she's also my really good friend. So I get to spend a lot of time with her. But I've seen her, you know, we could be at a grocery store, we could be at a boutique shopping for clothes, and, you know, she'll just engage in conversation, you know, very casual. It's not pushy. I love watching her do that. But I think, you know, even it's inspired me to, if I'm at the gym, you know, I'm still new. I moved actually from where I lived before in San Diego to another community last December. So here I am, a new gym, you know, new areas. But now I'm, you know, sharing with people and ask, you know, they say, what do you do? What do you do for a living? You know, I kind of let them know, oh, I work in healthcare, but I also, like, I get really excited. I also, you know, am a consultant for Rodan Fields. Have you heard of this company and this product? And I feel like today a lot of people have heard about Rodan Fields, and one of the things that an objection that comes up a lot, which I love, you know, I do come from a sales background, and I know Susan, you know, didn't, but she's doing phenomenal, right? But for me, it was, I always loved as a salesperson to have, if someone said no to something, I'd always move to something else in the portfolio. But, you know, what about this? What about this? So if someone has a skincare regimen already and they go, I'm not ready to change my regimen, or I'm finishing off product. Well, what about cosmetics? What do you use on your skin after the skincare? What do you use during the day to help the signs of aging, or to give you a really beautiful glow and finish? You know, let me talk to you about our Derma Cosmetics, our Radiant Defense product. Do you want to have JLo glowy skin?
Or
That's my favorite.
Lash Boost, right? We have Lash Boost. It sold $250 million the first year. What?
Yep.
$250 million the first year. And it's huge. So Lash Boost is the bomb, and I can't say enough about it. Thank you, Maritza. You know, I just want to say that if this excites you at all, and you want a piece of this pie, you should talk to the consultant that invited you, and, you know, just really dive in and check it out. You know, don't overthink it, because, you know, this is, you know, not rocket science. Anybody can do this business, truthfully. Something to think about. I have no doubt that we won't just be number one in North America. We will be number one globally, worldwide. Rodan and Fields will be number one. Mark my words. So now's the time to jump on and start your side gig. That's all we got for you guys. Anything? Any questions? Nope. Okay, guys. Have a great evening. And I think there is someone that wanted to stay on. Rhonda, is there someone that wants to talk? Oh, I can't hear you. I think I muted you. Oh, unmute.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, great.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh, there she is.
You're
Hello.
looking for me?
Hi.
Wait for you. This is Tay.
Hi. Tay. Hi.
My computer is so low. Let me see if I can